Hi Amisha, hi Sunny ji, and welcome to Filmfare Middle East. And it is an absolute pleasure to be talking to you, especially because this is regarding Gadar 2 and we are celebrating the success of Gadar 2. How is it? How is the headspace right now for both of you?
I don't know. I've just been so happy. One has been waiting for something nice to happen, and here it is. And like I said earlier, also, it's just got me intoxicated.
I'm still sinking it in.
But when you're making a film, of course, there are a lot of hopes, there are a lot of expectations that the movie should do well. But had you imagined that it will actually surpass all expectations and to this great an extent?
Well, I was very sure either it will do nothing or it will live up to Gadar, because that's what we are bringing out. And Gadar always, when Gadar came out, it became Gadar, and
Absolutely.
people just took it on, and it owned it. So now I was very sure. I mean, before I was not so sure because I didn't want to mess that thing up. And then when eventually when Sharma ji and Shaktiman came with the idea, and I thought that's right, let's go ahead during the COVID time. And that's why it took us so many years, because one didn't want to touch it. But when it did, I was very sure that if they have loved that film and those people are going to come and see it again, if they like it, they'll take it wherever they want to take it. And if they don't like it, it'll just fall flat. So either was this way or that way. So fortunately, it was that way.
But 22 years, from
Living
the
up to a
first,
legacy.
from absolutely. So how was it different? Was it like purely nostalgic? Was it the excitement? What was it like on the sets?
I think when I stepped on the sets personally, for me, I never feel the distance from Sunny ever. And my respect and admiration for him has been there from day one. So it just felt more magical and actually felt like we were frozen in time, and a, a time time had stood still, and we just went from 2001 sets to 2020. And in fact, a very interesting thing happened on the first day itself. There was a conversation Sunny and I were having, and a candid click was taken, and I posted that on social media. And my producers, our producers, he got zillions of calls saying, "Why has your heroine posted an old picture of Gadar?" And they had to say, "No, this is them currently." And they were like, "Wow, these guys have just, time has stood still for them." So that was very encouraging that people had already loved just the second part two picture immediately. And then of course during the promotions when Urja Kale Kawa, the song, first released, um, that just cemented the love. In no time that song became the loved, and Sakina and Tara, they were like, okay, now they're back.
Absolutely. And so is their magic. So what is that secret? Is it Sunny and Amisha? Is it Tara and Sakina? What is the magic?
I think it's Tara Sakina, which is basically the way they were, and that's what had to come across, and that's what we brought across, and that was the subject was all about, and the characters were the same characters, and we didn't budge from the characters.
I think Sunny and me are very real in our lives. We are away from a lot of the politics. We've managed to keep our souls non-toxic,
Yeah.
and that is the character of Tara and
Incorruptible.
Sakina, yeah. So till now that vulnerability and the innocence is there, and so people believe in our love story.
Right, right. I think you were already 20 years into the industry when you made Gadar, and it was your
Brand
second.
spanking new.
Absolutely.
College
So
kid.
since then to now, how different was the chemistry this time around? Just the working equation and everything, because you were ranked newcomer then.
Yes. I think it was more beautiful, more magical. Like I said, we share such great off-screen chemistry that on-screen is pure magic.
I think it's all beautiful, I mean, that's what comes across. What you see on the screen is the
What we are in the
camera
world.
can't hide. It captures what you are basically.
You can't
Camera-
fake chemistry.
You can't.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Is there something you found out about Amisha the second time around? Like something that surprised about her?
this
I
answer
mean,
even I want to know. Because I wouldn't have the guts to ask him, so I'm glad you did.
you see, basically, I am a person who wants to. I never look at who Sunny Deol is. I either look at who the character is. That's how I am always. And she also did the same thing. So it was basically those characters which were coming out over there, and that's what people love about us, because they feel it's so natural and it's so real. Because unless I don't fit into the character, I don't enjoy my work. And I think that's what we did with Gadar again in a thing. It was Sakina and Tara, and that's what it was, and that's how we were behaving.
people
Jhagad rahe hain, baat
actually-
वैसे कर रहे हैं. So it was not like over the years, suddenly हो जाता नहीं तो साल बाद अभी चलो थोड़ा इसको ऐसे बात
It's
करो
like,
वैसे.
meeting best friends, when you meet, it's just like
You
taking off
take
from
off
wherever
Yes,
you
yes,
live.
yeah.
And people actually say, both of y'all are born to play these characters. We can imagine no one else, in this lifetime having done this.
Absolutely. And this doesn't happen very often, you always
Doesn't
feel, but some characters and some actors feel like they're meant for this particular one.
I don't know, that's what people make us believe afterwards.
That's exactly.
We're just doing a job and we're trying to live every film
With sincerity.
as the way what it
Absolutely.
requires. And then some films, the subjects are so strong, they connect so well with the people that they take it where they want to take it. I mean, every it's like a novel. Every novel wants to be read by everyone, but there's some novels which just go way beyond, and I think that's what Gadar is all about.
Wow. But I'll have to ask you the same question about Sunny, sir. What was it that had changed in the 20 years? Like, what is something that surprised him about him this time around?
Actually, nothing in a negative way at all, because he's not that person. But he remained as shy, blush at the drop of a hat cutely.
He still does.
He still does that, which is the most endearing quality about him. The innocence is intact, and it was just more magical being with him because we've had our history. I started working when I was a baby,
Yeah.
and he's always babied me off screen too. So
Now she's a little bigger baby.
but he hasn't stopped babying me, nevertheless.
Amazing. But I love the pendant, I must say, Sakina and Ameesha. It's almost like, it's Sakina is a part of your soul, of who you really
People have
are.
stopped calling me Ameesha anymore. They're like, Saku, Sakina, naam change kar do. So it's lovely. It feels super.
Right. Sunny, sir, how has it been for you? Like, you complete 40 years in the industry this,
That's right.
like from Peta up to now.
That's right.
And, your son's gotten married, given again one of the biggest hits of the industry. How is it all?
I don't know. I just feel, I don't know. I just feel so happy because, especially my son getting married and the daughter coming home, and for me that's my good luck charm, I would say. She's been always wanted because earlier on there were so many sisters in the house. Suddenly there was just male. There's no.
Only
I've
the
got two
guys.
sons. Bobby's got two sons everywhere. There's just guys. There's no girl, and I was dying to have
A daughter.
come in. And she brought everything along with her. Things have been nice. I'm very happy. I'm just very happy and thankful to the people and to the Almighty. I'm just very happy.
Right. Even you've completed close to 2 decades. How do you look back at the journey?
I think it's life's lessons learned.
A lot of-
You have to take success and failure both with a pinch of salt. Don't let either affect you. Just let them make you work harder, learn from mistakes, and learn more from failures than you do from successes. So that has definitely been a journey. I think it's helped my mind evolve as a human being a lot.
Right. But also, together, is there, this time around, was there something that, consciously you had to figure out that, this is something that we need to work on, or
Nothing, I think.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, we both came just to set, and he hadn't had any sittings. I hadn't had any sittings. Nothing. We were just. It's like putting on Wonder Woman and Superman costumes. You just. That. So
I like that.
I like that. People really tease us about it, and I tease him. I'm like, Bond gets replaced. You know,
Yes.
and Superman gets replaced. You have a new Peter Parker ever so often.
absolutely.
Sunny Deol doesn't get replaced.
No,
So
neither does
he's in a
Ameesha.
league of his own. Neither does Ameesha, but specifically, there can be no other Tara Singh ever.
Absolutely. So is Gadar 3 already in the works?
I
Anything
think
on?
we will. Now, especially after all this thing, I think they will be working on it. And I feel very strongly we need to take it along ahead, because I'm always a believer of बहुत late हुआ लेकिन is when you love some characters. When I watch other even Hollywood films or any other films I watch, I would want to see that character again emerge out again and give me a journey, because it's just like once upon a time. I see film like that. Critics don't see it that way. Public sees it that way. And that's the way it should be. I always went to the silver screen is to go and get lost and just enjoy that. Laugh, cry, get angry, get excited. That's what the magic it is supposed to be, and that's what public wants. So my connection has always been with the public and nobody else, and so that's the way I just do my work and I move away. And when I have something, again come to the public and I move away. And that's what it is. And I enjoy my work. I can work 48 hours if there are in a day. I can work as many hours because it doesn't time me when I'm doing because this is
What you love.
I love
your
doing it.
passion.
And, I just carry on. I just enjoy it. And they say, why don't you age? I said, because I enjoy my work. I'm not fighting with it. I'm enjoying it.
You have given so many iconic characters to the industry. Will this one always be right up at the top?
I think business-wise it has been, and with the public's heart it has been. But every film has its own individual journey,
Right.
journey. And I've been fortunate enough to have done so many films over the years, which have become iconic. One never thought they would become iconic. One doesn't know that these are the dialogues people are going to speak, and one has no idea about it. And I like it that way. I like to just do it and let's see what happens.
Right.
Rather than go, oh no, I'm going to do something like this and this will happen like this. I'm not a believer of that because nobody knows what tomorrow is.
How has Sunny Deol changed from 83 to now?
Change means I've just grown more wiser and more patient, and I've somehow, I've got the energy to absorb whatever. I've had a lot of pain, but I forget pain. I just remember the happy moments.
I think pain is part of all our journeys, actually.
It's
that makes us who we are. It becomes a huge part
But then
of
life's
it.
a leveler, and when it levels, it gives you a Gadar too. So the pain goes away.
And then there's always hope because we're waiting for a Gadar 3 now.
Inshallah.
Absolutely. But Ameesha, what has changed about you in so many years,
Like I said, no, it's a journey that's been through many peaks and valleys, emotionally, financially, personally, in many ways.
In a lot of ways,
Career-wise as well. And like Sunny also said, you've seen a lot of pain, backstabbing. You've seen a lot of loved ones hurt you, which you didn't deserve. And but a positive outlook and keeping the positivity alive, not getting cynical and toxic about it, has brought us till this point. And you just learn from it. You learn from all that, and you evolve as a person. The girl in me, the little child in me, will never die. When they say describe yourself, I'm like a child woman. But yeah, the woman in me has definitely mentally evolved a lot.
Right. But is the Thursday night, literally when the Friday movie releases, is that kind of a nervousness still there, like it was earlier?
It's off late, over the period of time, the way the process of film has become now. It's brought everybody to, not only do the film, then run for it, shout about it, go along everywhere. So suddenly it's become such a burden onto you that you want it to be successful. Earlier on, we never did it that way.
Right.
So we have brought this liability on us, which makes us anxious for that Friday.
Jittery.
Though we can do nothing about it, but the anxiety seems to come up so much.
You have that sleepless set of nights, actually.
Yeah, because we created ourselves,
Right.
And public perception too, because of the presence of social media and, like Sunny said, the promotions and all this. Earlier, Friday release used to happen, and we used to already be in another city, another country, shooting for
The next-
numerous films. Now it doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. You're doing that one film till it gets over. You don't get on to the next project. So that's really different now.
Right.
And I was never a believer of that. But then I saw everybody do so much and so much. I said, okay, that's the only thing I haven't tried. And so I said, I'm going to carry on doing
When in
that.
Rome, right? Do as
I said, I'm going to do that because I've understood why it needs to be done. But basically, I still prefer, what it is, our film is very organic. Whatever we are doing is organic, and the people have taken it from wherever it is, I have nothing against critics because that's their job to criticize, otherwise that's their bread and butter. We actors do everything. I feel that the industry is one industry where everybody wants to bring it down and they're still surviving because of that industry. That's a sad bit about the industry, Everyone, name anyone from I mean, journalists are there, okay, fine. There are then the editor, I mean, the censor people, then they'll have the government
Everyone.
issue, then they'll have some guys coming from there making an issue, this film should be banned. I mean, on the set, on television, we're talking so much of gibberish, so much of rubbish. Nobody stops them.
Yeah, there's no censorship of
Right.
any
You
kind.
know?
On OTT, there's no
And
censorship
anyway,
at
nobody
all.
stops them.
Absolutely.
But it's just a cinema where a man has spent
Limitations, yeah.
Right.
hundreds of days, crores of rupees, every family, so many families are living because of that, and they just want to bring it down. I mean, I just don't
Right.
understand. I just don't understand the thought process of the people, but I suppose that's
Yes.
what makes the whole world.
True, true.
All these kind of people together makes the world, basically.
There's no acknowledgement of the fact that, towards a movie, there's so much passion, there's so much efforts gone, not just by the stars, but there's so many hundreds of people behind
They just
the
feel that
screen.
they just feel that they can
Depending on
speak
that, to be
anything and just say, "Here, you're over. Here, you're over. Here,
And
I
social
say
media
like
has
this.
made it
Here, this is
worse.
like this."
I think
To some
actually
extent.
It's become
media-
stupid.
media
Like
has
one
become-
line and,
not only the media, any normal person
Right.
thinks
has
they know you better than you know yourselves. They think they have the right to comment.
comment and
I have
pass a
sat in
judgment.
groups and been a silent bystander to hearing people having these discussions. Arey, ye to khatam ho gaya. Arey, and I'm trying to look at them and saying, dude, you're unknown. You haven't even achieved one
Iota
hundredth
of-
iota of these
And
people, and you're writing them off.
sometimes
Virat
I
Kohli
really,
can't perform.
sometimes I
and then,
really feel, I think about the person who says all this thing. I wonder whether he's got a very boring life or he's got a horrible life.
has got no life.
I don't know
Yeah,
what it
exactly.
is, why they do it.
they feel they know
And then,
everything about you. They have access.
But it doesn't bother. For me, I've always been a person. I said, my work will speak, even if it's not doing good today. It's going to be watched, and it's going to go into the minds of the people. And next time they're going to say, no, we want to watch this actor irrespective because that film was good. We didn't go to see it. So it is your work which is going to speak. So that is the confidence every actor should have, every technician should have, because there'll be people messing it up, and we cannot change the world. And we can't, and we shouldn't change the world because destroy ourselves trying to change something. We should just live our life. Life is to be lived and enjoyed. And
I
you'll
think-
have people who
yeah.
will do all this.
And your work has spoken,
Yeah,
it
it
has
has,
shut up all the
always.
detractors. They could be saying anything, but your work is out there that speaks louder than anything else.
Because we're not doing something where it's something, oh, now this was done like this. So this is so beautiful. This is like this is. I mean, cinema is an instinctive feeling. So how you see something, you laugh and you enjoy it. There's no kind of it was done because of this and that. There's no calculation to it.
There's no
Right.
That's how we live.
forced formula.
And
Absolutely.
we never like anything which is perfect because it's boring.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sir, we have to request you, is this one dialogue from the movie that you can?
Well,
Share with
there's
us.
only one dialogue which every person in the nation
yes,
wants.
we do too.
And that's all and that's what we are. बोल बोल के मेरा गला खत्म हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद था, जिंदाबाद है और जिंदाबाद रहेगा.
Wow, guys, this is an absolute treat having.
Medical checkup.
What about you? Could we have some, one beautiful line from you as well?
I think from Gadar 1, which actually
Okay.
set the platform that we could build on. When I'm in Pakistan, kidnapped by my father and not allowed to call Tara Singh or message him through letters and stuff like that, send message. And I said, ठीक है अब्बा जान, हम खत भी नहीं लिखेंगे, फ़ोन भी नहीं करेंगे, पर हम जानते हैं कि वो हमें लेने ज़रूर आएंगे और तब तक हम उनका इंतज़ार करेंगे, इंतज़ार.
Wow. See, that's the beauty of the characters of, the way that you have brought it to life on screen, which is so, so beautiful. But sir, thank you so much, Ameesha. Thank you so much for talking to us on Filmfare Middle East. It's always a pleasure talking to you and wish you all the best for all your upcoming endeavors. Hope we get to see this pair more often now. Gadar 3 in the works should be soon.
Sure.